Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel and a back-to-back video, about 2 days in a row. What the heck? Today we're going to be talking about a super strong tank, I think people have just forgotten about. I think people have forgot just how strong this tank actually is. Now, we're not talking about the Smasher. We're actually talking about a tank that people were saying at the time, when it was in its prime, that is better than the Smasher. Nowadays, I don't think it is. I still think the Smasher is really good fun, but we are talking about a tank that is still super strong. It was one of a kind. It still is one of a kind. And that tank is the Annihilator. People still play the tank. It is still a popular tank. But when this tank was first released, I mean, we had a tank called the Hellsin. That was a double shot gun. That was very OP in its day. And then, you know, whilst that was still OP, and we were all saying, what the hell? Why would Wargaming release something like this? They released this, which is a triple shotgun, more armor, more speed. Well, not more speed, but at the time of release, this had a special speed boost, the extra speed boost that made it go a lot quicker. They have actually removed that, so it's not as strong. But, you know, people don't really talk about the Annihilator anymore. People still play it, but it's not one of those, you know, it was always spoke about. Live streamed, people would say, nerf the tank, nerf the tank. And Wargaming's response was, they're never going to nerf it because it doesn't interfere, or it doesn't make a difference because there's not a lot of people playing it. The same as the Smasher. If there was thousands and thousands of people playing it, then they would have nerfed the tank. So they never have. So looking at the stats, I mean, 200 on your armor, on your turret, and 115 on your hull. Now, that's not strong at all. The turret's not bad, but it has a load of weak points. So the armor profile isn't that great, to be honest. If you come up against tier 6s, of course, you may get some bounces. Now, you've got 2,653 DPM. That is a magazine reload of 13.58 seconds. And when I say a magazine reload, it is basically just a single shot and then you reload. However, that single shot fires 3 times. So it's a triple shot. Then you've got the 13.5 second reload. So 0.33 second in between each shot. Now, you can't fire these individually. You can only fire once, then all 3 shells come out. Your penetration is 184 on your AP, 231 on your APCR, and 49 on your HE. You've got a 210 alpha gun, so if you can pen each of your shots, you can do upwards of 630 damage, sometimes even a little bit more. 180 on your APCR and 250 on your HE. So, of course, if you can get a HE shot out, you can do over 750 damage per shot, well, per magazine, shall I say. Your aim time is 3.6, so nothing special, but, you know, not that bad. And your dispersion is 0.362. Your gun depression is 8 degrees, and your top speed is 35 kilometers per hour. Now, like I said, before it used to be a lot better because you had a special, the extra speed boost, you know, the one that makes you go a lot quicker for 15 seconds or so, which really did help the tank. It really did. So let's just get into game. Now, this is the only game that I pretty much played, or the first game I pretty much played in this tank. And you could do it regularly. Like, yes, you may struggle if you come up against tier 8s, but if you come up against tier 6s, you should be doing this almost every single time. Now, I still think the Smasher is better than the Annihilator, only because when you do come up against tier 8s, I would prefer to be in a Smasher than the Annihilator. That is it. That is literally it. And when you come up against tier 6s, you can literally one-shot tier 6s with the Annihilator. But people still think that with the Smasher. But people still think that the Annihilator is better, but each to their own. You know, if that's what you think, that is, you know, if you prefer the Annihilator over the Smasher, then that is absolutely fine. But personally, I love both tanks. I really do love the Annihilator. but I just love that Smasher a little bit more. I love the fact that you could just one-shot tanks, especially if you could do that HE, and that's the biggest thing. If the HE damage wasn't as big on the Smasher, then maybe it would be a little bit different, and I would probably prefer the Annihilator. But since it has the speed boost removed, but yeah, 100% I do prefer the Smasher, because, you know, there's nothing more fun than coming around the back of someone, loading up the HE and doing 1200 damage. You can't do that with the Annihilator. Even if you load HE, you're unable to do that amount of damage. I mean, you can still do 600 damage per shot like we've just seen there, which is roughly the same as the Smasher per sort of single shot. But I think the Smasher is just overall a lot more fun to play. So we're going to finish off this game. So far, we are on 1100 damage. We've reloaded. The Tiger P is going to come around. We do get a bounce from him, and that is now 1800 damage. We've only blocked that one shot. That's the only shot we've actually taken against us. So I can't really compare. I can't really look at the armor profile if no one's shooting us. But yeah, the armor profile, like I said, it's nothing special. It is nothing special. You will be able to get bounces, but the armor profile really, really is nothing special. So another little bit of damage there into the KV-1S. I don't know, is he gone AFK? I really don't know, but I'm going to take full advantage of that, and we are going to get him killed for our second kill, leaving just 2 tanks left alive. This Annihilator and the AMX-13 M24. So at this point, it is a guaranteed win. We are going to win. I mean, there's a few one-shots on my team, but I am still full hit points. So yeah, no chance of the enemy team winning. So that is now 3,100 damage, and we got that very, very easily. And you could do that every single time when you play the Annihilator. You could do that damage constantly. Like I said, you're going to struggle a little bit when you come up against tier 8 tanks, but you can still do damage. You're not going to do as much damage because, of course, you are going to have to switch to that premium shell, which is then going to do less damage anyway. So that is the Annihilator. Still a super, super strong tank. But like I said, I think it's just been forgotten about. People do play it, of course, but I just think people forgot how strong this tank is still to date. And yeah, it's just, in my opinion, people don't talk about the Annihilator anymore. Let me know what you think. Do you have the Annihilator? Do you play it? Do you love it? Leave it in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.